Yo, what's good? I've already been on YouTube for a little over 2 months now, and a month of that time has just been me sitting on my fat ass not doing anything. So I'm already on track to become the next Corey Kenshin. Now, although this topic has already been touched upon more than Sophie Rain's gaping cooter,
because I'm a virgin.
I still feel like giving my 2 cents on this case because, for no other reason than it is just really fucking funny. Never have I ever seen one man's entire world come crumbling down on him over some TikTok trolls and a Minecraft YouTuber. Now, if you're not caught up onto the situation, how? Now, I'm not going to give the entire plot of this anime since most of you guys should be well aware of everything that's happening, but I'll at least give the key details so that that one Ecuadorian kid that just now figured out about the internet can at least follow along. And then I'll go a little bit more in depth, and then we can just all point and laugh at this big fat man-child. So, let's begin. So the protagonist of this story here, the hero of this story is Megamind. So Megamind, our hero, pairs up with 2 douchebags and makes what's basically a Lunchable ripoff. And then we meet the antagonist of this anime, a Minecraft YouTuber. And he doesn't send the kill blow or anything. This is no Mortal Kombat finisher, but he does say some pretty harsh words about him and his company. But this response clearly devastated our protagonist, as he would go on to cry about this tweet for the next month. But what many don't know is that this was actually a perfect, precise, intricate 3-step plan. I'm lying, of course. Well, I mean, the 3 steps wasn't a lie, but it was more like 3 steps to failure. The first step to destroying his platform, the cherry popper if you will, would be his initial response. So then Megamind responds with, looks like crap to me, and shows 3 toys that DanTDM had produced in collaboration with some toy companies or whatever. One of them being actually a very prominent one today, U2's. But if you take a peek at the reader's context at the bottom, you'll actually see that Megamind also worked with U2's. But if I'm being honest, it's not a bad response. And if he had just left it there, then everybody would have forgot about it in the morning. But this is merely the first step in his genius 3-step plan to demolish his reputation. So on to step number 2, fighting ghosts. So it's at this point that we learn that Megamind basically has nothing else to do in his life because he just keeps on crying on Twitter and YouTube while DanTDM kind of just ignores everything, which is probably the right move. He probably saw what Megamind was doing and just decided to let him dig his own grave. So at this point, he starts making tweets out and asking, DanTDM, where you at? KSI got to deal with McDonald's and you're not saying anything now. Pretty clearly just trying to garner any sort of response because it gets pretty embarrassing whenever you're just fighting with yourself and nobody else is there to take one side or the other. Then he goes and tweets at Tom Holland. I guess Tom Holland made some non-alcoholic beer and he just says, so what happened to actors, man? Just says the exact same thing that DanTDM says. Now, this one I actually kind of disagree with because Tom Holland releasing a non-alcoholic beer actually could be considered a good thing. It actually provides people with something and, it could make people stop drinking beer, I guess, or be an alternative for that, a healthier alternative. But, of course, Megamind is beyond logic at this point. He's just trying to get any sort of reaction out of anybody. And if you don't believe me, which you probably should considering who this guy is, then you should know that he literally admitted to it. For those of you that don't know, I'm not serious, just another dig at DanTDM because I'm petty. Oh really? I couldn't tell by all your lash outs on Twitter and all your videos on YouTube, but now that you mention it, you are kind of petty. So at this point, Megamind has just decided to just abandon all logic and all thinking, even though he's got that gigantic cranium on him. And he's just going to send out quirky tweets and just keep on, just sucking the very teeth of DanTDM. This is actually unbelievable. It's like a clingy girlfriend or something, like a high school girlfriend. It's almost unfathomable how Dan TDM covers every square inch of that gigantic fucking dome on him. I mean, there's a lot of space for a lot of stuff to be on his mind, and yet it's all just filled with Dan TDM. Now, looking at this tweet, you might believe that his third step in his plan would be apologizing. But no, he's still gotta milk the teat of this fucking drama until that shit is drier than the Sahara Desert. So if you can tell by me elaborating and the reader's context, his step 3 plan is to release a fucking music video.
I'm in the thick of it, everybody knows. They know me where it snows, I skied in and they froze. I do not know nothing by no ice, I'm just cold. 40-something millisubs or so I've been told.
You know what? When you're wrong, you're wrong. Knowledge, strength, integrity. This is quite possibly the most beautiful things my ears have ever bared witness to. It's really strong and empowering. This is up there with the Michael Jacksons of the universe, the Kanyes, hell, maybe even the Mozarts. This is beyond beautiful. I can't keep doing this shit. He literally got ratioed on his music video. Of course, Plan 2 never ended up stopping. He's still, to this day, crying on every platform he can possibly go on to. My favorite one was actually the Aiden Ross stream. Mostly because every other time he tries to, I guess, act like he's not upset. But on Aiden Ross's stream, he just totally let loose. Tears, snot, piss, shit. He was doing everything.
What happened though? So he came at your product and then what?
He came at my company and then I came back at him several times. And then he just pieced out until like nothing ever happened. You know, I'm a fire. So when someone comes at me, I'm going to go at them hard. 10 times, 20 times, 30 times harder. I just think it's ridiculous. It's like, bro, no, honestly, it's like a boxing match. It's like me and you going in a boxing match, you calling my mom ugly and fat, and then piecing out and going back home. Like, where are you going?
Probably to go live an actual life. This may come as a shocker, but it's actually not a normal thing to cling on to a disagreement for a month after the disagreement happens, especially whenever you're the only one that is even a part of it because the other person has already moved on with their life. And he says that, oh, I'm a fighter, so I'm gonna go 10 times harder than you would. Well, actually, in this case, it's actually counterproductive. You clinging onto a disagreement for over a month after it happens doesn't make you look like a fighter, it makes you look like a fucking loser. It just gives off the impression that you actually have nothing else going on in your life. And so you have to just take this one moment to feel real masculine and, oh, I'm the man, you know. I'm the right one in here, you're the wrong one. Even though nobody gives a fuck at this point. You're just dragging it and now everybody's gonna make fun of you because you're acting like a pussy. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. I'll try to post more often and not be a lazy asshole. I'm buying shit.